Lifecycle manager, correct? Okay, one question in the practical. So you completed the first task, no? Launching one EC2 instance, installing software or creating some file on the desktop. And from there, create an AMI. And from there, launch an EC2 instance. And for the second EC2 instance, how did you got the password? Same of the parent EC2 instance, correct? Yes or no? So that get Windows password is grayed out, no? You cannot get it. So remember, your parent EC2 instance password is the same as the second one. So you should go with the tags only, Ashok Reddy. Okay, so let me share my screen. Guys, can you please confirm? Can you see my screen and can you hear me well? Okay. Okay, so let's go to EC2 and everything is zero except keeper and security. So what we're gonna do is today. So yesterday we saw AMI's snapshots and lifecycle manager, correct? So what we're gonna do is let's go and talk about the volumes today. So in order to talk on the volumes, first we need to launch an EC2 instance, right? Yes, let's go ahead and launch the EC2 instance. So I call it as server 1. Okay. And this time, can I take Windows EC2 instance? Every time we take Linux, right? So let's go and take the Windows EC2 instance. So yeah, let's select the free tier. And then if you come down, there is a Windows Server 2022 base. So select that. And T2 micro is fine. And then here go with the 9 AM badge. Edit it. Should I put it in 1A? Yes. Select the security group. Select it default. And then go ahead and then launch. Should I launch one more EC2 instance called server 2? Same Windows? You can go from the starting, or if I need to have the same kind of EC2 instance, so what we're going to do, remember, no need template. I want it right away. Launch more like this. Can I use it? Yes, launch more like this. But I don't want in the same availability zone. I want it in 1B. So can I go and edit it? Yes. So can I call it server 2 here? So this is the purpose of that. Launch more like this. Windows is fine. And T2 micro is fine. And key pair, I select 9M batch. And this one I go with 1B. And rest everything is same, no? Yes. Let's go ahead and launch. Okay. So we have two server 1 and server 2. Let it come up. So before that it comes up, any questions before on your task? It went to did it went well? Any questions? All good? Super. Any questions? No, no? So how do you feel going with the theory first and then going to the practicals? Does it helping a lot? Yes or no? Or should I directly go to the practicals? No need, no? Right? So first you need to learn theory, logic, and then in that theory logic, you will get the interview questions, certification questions. And then once you're done with it, then go for the practicals so that it will be easy. Now it is easy for you, no? What is the reason behind it? Because we learned the theory first. So the first one is good. Should I go ahead and log in the EC2 instance? Yes. So before to log into this is Windows, no? First, what I need to check? Inbound roles, security groups. So go to security groups. Yeah. So inbound, and then we make sure which is a protocol. RDP is a protocol. That RDP is there already. So go with my IP. So IP change, no? So nice. So let's go ahead and then log into the EC2 instance. So take the public IP or private IP? Public IP, copy it, and then enter. What is the default username? Administrator. And the password, you get it through here. Get Windows password, and then 9 a.m. batch. And you see this password. Put it out here, and then, okay, say yes. What will happen if you click on open IP link next to the IP address? Where? This one. This will be open in the browser. But do we have any do you have any application there? No. But we'll do, not now. Why it is slow? Oh. It has only 1 GB RAM. Okay. So louder? No. Okay. So let it cooking. It's cooking. So say whatever. And yes, what I wanted to show you here is this. So if you go to this PC, what is the size of your C drive? Abba, 30 GB, na? 29.9. How much is that? 30 GB. What? Because the root volume is how much? 30 GB, right? So now we have our two EC2 instances running. Nice. So how many volumes should be there? If I go to the volumes, 2 volumes should be there. So let's go here and I see 2 volumes. And do you have any tags for these volumes? No. But how do you identify which volume is for which EC2 instance? So if you go right side here, do you see this? The first volume is attached to server 2 and second is attached to server 1. So first one, can I go ahead and write it here? Server 2 root volume. So you need to manage like this, okay? And this one is server 1 root volume. Now you can identify. Otherwise, while launching the EC2 instance, for the volumes, you can add the tag. While launching the EC2 instance, where? While launching the EC2 instance, you can add the tags, guys, there. So automatically you get the tags, okay? So in the storage section, okay, there is no way to add the tag here. So that's fine. So that is a way that you should add the tags there. So now let's go to volumes, server 1, which have server 1, server 2. Let's go to actions and see what we have. Okay. Let's go to action. The first thing here is modify volume. First, we'll see the rest and we'll come back to the modify volume. Okay. So now we have the create snapshot. Now I have the C drive, that means server one root volume is there. So I want to take the backup of this volume. What is the backup of the volume called? Snapshot. So how do you take the snapshot? Select it and then click on create snapshot. So yesterday someone was asking, sir, how to create a snapshot? So select the volume, whichever the volume that you want to take, and just click on create snapshot. So give some description, call it as Windows Snap. You can add the tags. This is the way, if you add the tags, you can see the tags. Otherwise, no need. So click on create snapshot. Do you all understood how to create a snapshot? Simple. But I have two volumes here. Let's say I have 100 volumes like this, and I want to take the snapshots. I want to take the snapshot for all 100 volumes. So should I take it manually? How do you take it? Using Lifecycle Manager. Very good, very good. So if you have to automate that, remember, one or two you can do it. If you have many, the first thing that you should think about it, how to automate it. Because you cannot sit and then take the snapshot, right click snapshot, right click some 100 times. But if you know this lifecycle manager, you just maintain the tags properly and then create a policy and run it. Yesterday you did know. So that is how you create the snapshot. And then this is the same as this data lifecycle policy, guys. So if you click on create snapshot life policy, the same thing you will get it. Do you see? Yesterday we saw that no. Volumes, instance, policy and all, the same thing. I think you already did this, right? Yes or no? Okay. I cannot delete volume is grayed out. Why? That is not the reason. Huh? Uh-huh. Yes, because this volume is already attached, no? And the EC2 instance, it is attached. We learned this also in theory. If you want to delete the volume first, what you need to do? You need to detach it first, correct? Okay. First, okay. By the way, you're talking about this. Now, attach it, detach, keep it aside. Attach and delete. So first what we need to do? Detach it, no? While EC2 is running, can you delete the volume? No, what you need to do, you need to stop it and then do it. So now I can detach it. No, why? EC2 is running. Okay. But there is one more answer for this. This is the root volume. Can you detach the root volume while it is EC2 is running? That is what, no? This is the root volume. So the answer what you said is EC2 is running, that's why we cannot detach it. But can you detach the additional volume? See, then you should specifically say root volume. Root volume cannot be detached while EC2 is running. Should we go and test it? Click on detach. There's a big buttu there, so you cannot detach it. Okay. So what you need to do for that? Stop the EC2 instance. So guys, I have already logged into which server? Server 1 or 2? 1. So which server should I go and stop and check? Server 2 should know. We already logged into server 1. No. Let's go and stop server 2. Okay. Let's go and stop server 2. There is question, sir. Then that option should have been disabled, right? Which option? Why it's enabled when it is not allowing us? Which option? No, there is no detach. the option what you are talking about is delete on termination, guys. Come on, delete on termination is different, delete volume is different, correct? If you terminate the EC2 instance, automatically root volume will be deleted. That is the option. Here we are talking about detaching the root volume. Is it possible to detach the root volume while EC2 is running? No. So now I have server 2 I have stopped, right? Now I go to volume. So which one I should detach? Server 2 volume I should detach. Should I go and detach? Server 1 got detached? No. But server 2 I have stopped it. No. Let's go ahead and then detach. Ooh. So here do you see the volumes are in use? In use meaning it's already attached. So if I refresh this, do you see this? So that got detached now. The root volume got detached. Server 2 root volume got detached. Correct? So now, is it possible for me to start server 2? It will not work because it doesn't have heart. No. If there is no heart, the person can wake up. No, right? The heart we have removed. That meaning the root volume we have removed. Can you start the server 2? So if you say, bro, get up, bro. No, nothing. Right? Nothing will. So he'll become zombie. Yes. Okay. So now we have detached the root volume. Correct? Should we go and attach it back? So you know how to detach now, and you should know how to attach it back. So actions and go ahead and then attach volume. Huh. How many servers are there for us? 2 servers. So if I select this, how many server it should show? 2 servers. But why it is showing only one? Huh? One already has a root. Huh? Okay, hold on. First, one instance will have only one root volume. Already in use. Uh. But online people answered, no? Re, Indra idi. Huh? So, so here, guys, in which availability zone our volume is in? So it will list down only which servers? 1B servers only. So did we learn that? So 1A volume can be attached to only 1B EC2 instances. Can you attach to 1B? No. So here the volume is in 1B. The volume is in 1B. That's why you can attach it to only 1B EC2 instance. And the list down will also happen only a 1B servers, 1B availability zone. So that's why it is showing server 2. Not EC2 is running, stopped and all. It is due to availability zone. You got this point? Okay. So now, should we go and attach it back to server 2? Okay. So what volume is this? Root volume or additional volume? Root volume. So if you want to attach the root volume, what is the device name? /dev/SDA1. Remember, but it is showing device name XVDF. Is that right? Wrong. So what is so we know this is the root volume. You are attaching back the root volume to the EC2 instance. When you are attaching the root volume, it should contain /dev/SDA1. So you need to put here /dev/SDA1. Then only our EC2 instance will consider that as a root volume, and EC2 instance will go and boot from that root volume. Got it? It is recommending. See here /dev/SD1. If it is additional volume, you can put an XV, DF, G, HB, whichever you want. So when it is root volume, it is only /dev/SDA1. Go and attach it. Now it is attached in use now. To whom you have it as server 2. So do you all understood how to attach the root volumes now? Everyone? Good. So now delete volume is grayed out because it is already attached. Okay. Can I detach it again? And I'll show you that. So detach it. Refresh. Now it is available state. No. Can I go and delete now? Yes. And the delete option should be available. You see? So once detached, then only you can only delete. Remember this. Okay. Once after only detach, you can only delete it. There's a question, sir. Single volume cannot attach with multiple EC tunes at the same time. What is your answer? Answer is no. But there is one volume. There is one type which you can do. Huh? Which what? Which volumes are those? Which type of volumes can be attached to multiple EC2 instances? Volume types, EBS volume type I'm saying. IO1 and IO2. Bhargav, and then he answered, he saw online people saying, no, okay, then very good. Okay. So IO and IO2, remember, I told you how many EC2 instances that you can attach? 16. How many? 16 EC2 instances you can attach. Okay, so come back. So we can delete the volume, right? So can I attach it back again? Yes, to server 2, and then it should be /dev/sd-a1. Attach. Okay, good. So now let's go back here. We know how to delete, how to attach, how to detach. And what is force detach? Srikanth is going one step ahead and asking, what is the meaning of force detach? We'll go. We'll see. Oh, you only know what is detach, what is force detach. I say, Utkarsh, give me the book. Detach. So, give me the book. That is force detach. Simple, no? Right? So you have the volume already attached to the EC2 instance. So this will be very good. Generally, is it possible to detach the root volume while EC2 is running? No, this force detach is mainly for additional volumes. I'll give an example. So let's say you have an EC2 instance running. You have D drive. D drive is nothing but additional volume only, no? In that additional volume, Utkarsh, what he did is, I told Babu, Utkarsh, tomorrow at 11 o'clock, I'm doing some maintenance on the EC2 instance. Don't log in and don't write or don't create anything on the D drive. And then next day, 11 o'clock, I am going and detaching that D drive. And my console will say, busy. You cannot detach. The volume is busy. That means someone is writing in the backend. Then I say, I told Utkarsh that should not log in. He's logging in. What should I do then at that time? Force detach. If I force detach, doesn't matter if he's writing or not writing. So D drive will get off from the TC2 instance. That is force detach. I'll show you that also. Don't worry. So now you know force detach. Manage auto enable IO. Will you disable the auto enable IO? Don't do it. Input output. So generally, what is the ratio that you get for GP2? 1:3. And then automatically you get the IOPS. If you off it, it is not good. Don't do that. Okay? Cancel it. And then you can ignore this fault injection. This is completely out of syllabus for us. Okay? Fault injection, it will just check the failover of the volumes, but it's not related to us. So now we have seen all these things except modify volume. Let's go and see what is this modify volume. Yes, there will be guys, for D drive, data integration issue will come. That's the reason why strictly in the real time we'll say that for Utkarsh and team, we will mail one day before itself. Please make sure that you should not do any work on that machine at 11 o'clock. If they are doing and we are detached from the backend, data loss issue will come. Because when someone is writing there and I detach it, there will be a data loss, correct? So that should not happen. So in the real time, we will follow the strict process. There will be a process that so no one will able to log into that. So maybe you can log into that and then kill all the users. Instead of, there are multiple ways not to get the data loss. Okay. Okay. Now let's go to the server 1. Guys, I have logged into the server 1. No. How much is the size of the C drive? 30 GB. So that is nothing but this one only, no? Yes or no? Okay. Now, after few days or few months, this 30 GB C drive will be sufficient for you? Definitely someone might be installing some software, someone have putting some data inside it. Definitely this 30 GB will not be sufficient. So what you need to do for that? You need to increase the volume. There are multiple ways here. Let's say, for example, I'm a customer. I said, Bhargav, I'm using my EC2 instance. I have C drive 30 GB. Do I have D drive there? No. But C drive is full for me now. I went to Bhargav and say, hey, Bhargav, my C drive is full, 30 GB out of 30 GB. Please help me. For Bhargav, there are two ways. Number one is to increase the 30 GB to bigger, increase the volume, or add a new volume. But is it good to have your seeder full all the time? How does your operating system will work if it is full? Right? It will go slow, right? So for that, what we need to do, we need to increase the volume from 30 GB to how much ever you want. Maximum how much you can increase? 16 terabyte you can increase. So now do I need to increase 16 terabyte? No. So you need to give chanda to me to pay my bill. Right? So what you need to do is now we will increase from 30 GB to 50 GB. Increasing to 50 GB or 500 GB 16 terabyte is same or different? It is same. Should we go and increase that 30 to 50 now? Okay. How? So select the volume, whichever the volume that you want to increase it. Go to actions and click on modify volume. So guys, here in your real time, the volume type is what? What is the volume type here? GP2. In your real time, you might be having a requirement that to change this GPT to IO1 or IO2 or any other volume type. Can you do that also? Yes. Modify volume, and here is the place. GP2, GP3, IO. Okay, what is that root volume supports? Root volume support what volume types? Root volume supports what volume type? GP2, GP3, IO1, IO2 standard. Does it support ST1, SC1? Do you see that in drop down? Do we have SC1, ST1? See that minute also we have learned. So unless you do the practicals, no one knows this. Yes or no? But we already learned before in the theory, right? So that is the power of theory that we learned. So now don't change it to, but in real time, it's just matter of changing it, but don't change it now. So we are changing from where to where? 30 GB to. So guys, is it possible for me to change from 30 GB to 20 GB? Why? Volume size cannot be decreased. It can be only increased. So if I Pusuku say 25, what, can you read that? The size of the volume can only be increased, not decreased. Now you got the proof now, right? So good. So now I'll increase to how much? 50. So 30 to 50. How much? 20. Okay. So can I increase it to 500 also? Right? 5,000 also? You can increase it. Up to 16 terabyte, you can use it. Okay. So click on modify and click on modify. Now it is 30 only, no? If I refresh it, it has become easy, no? Very easy, no? So now if I go to C drive and if I refresh, it should become refresh. How much is the size? Still 30 GB. But the thing here is, guys, from AWS, from the back end, AWS will allocate the space for you. But you need to do one small thing inside your EC2 instance. Guys, but the AWS has access inside your EC2 instance? No. That's the first theory we have learned. Does AWS has access inside your EC2 instance? No. So guys, to make this available from 30 GB to 50 GB, what you have to do is you need to right click and go to disk management. Where you need to go? How do you go there? Right click and then disk management. Open it. Do you see disk 0? Disk 0 is C drive. And your C drive is already 30 GB, no? And how much is unallocated here? 20 GB. So what you need to do from here to here? Extend. What we need to do? Extend the volume. So right click on the 30 GB and click on extend volume. Don't right click on the 20 GB. Don't create new simple volume. If you create, it will create another volume, logical volume it will create. Don't do that. But here, right click on the 30 GB and click on extend volume. Click on extend volume and your favorite. Next, and finish. right? And then go here and now refresh and it has become 50 GB. See how easy it is. Did we learn that? Can you increase the volume size on fly? This is on fly. Did I stop the EC2 instance? Do you have any impact to the customer? So like this, from 50 GB to 500 also to 16 terabyte also, how many times that you want to increase? You can increase. Not only to C drive, can you increase to the D drive also? Any volume you can increase it. Okay, now let's take another real-time scenario. So now C drive have increased, but I have asked, I need D drive also here. D drive is what volume? Additional volume. Should we go and add a D drive now? Okay. So to add the additional volume, what we need to do? We need to create volume. Click on create volume. That question, sir, is that billable? You told that we must do practical on that. Babu. A little bit. What happened? 20 GB only, no? 30 GB is free. So if I want to show you the practical, should I put 5 GB? So 10 GB is billable. That 20 GB is billable, but very negligible. Okay? Very, very negligible. No issues. Understand. Paisalu urke rav, double urke rav. Understand. So now, should we go and create a volume now? Yes, click on create volume. Okay, now, as he just said, double urke rav, that meaning money will not come for free. So now I'm creating additional volume. Which type of volume should I create? This is not free. Which type of volume I should create here? I1, I2, girls are like this, every time costly. I01, I02 is the costliest one, no? So this is not free for you. This is an additional volume. So very cheap, you need to create it. So GPT is not cheap, no? I'll go with the standard, which is very cheap. Okay. And then do you need to go for 100 GB? Let's go for 10 GB. Okay. So you can go for any size. But in real time, can you select any of the volume here? Type? Yes. And how much? So you can go all the way up to 16 terabyte. But for magnetic, it is only this much. Okay. So now, which availability zone I need to select? Should I select 1A, 1B, 1C, or anything? Why A? It I don't know what you said, but it should be, someone said no in online, it should be shame to shame. That meaning, whatever your EC2 instance, our EC2 instance in which availability zone? 1A. And you are attaching this additional volume to 1A now, server 1 or server 2? Server 1. Server 1 is in which availability zone? 1A. So this volume should be in which availability zone? So, let's say, for example, you Pusuk selected 1B. You selected 1B. Okay. And then created it. But it should be created in 1A. But you selected 1B and created it. So now, to whom you need to attach this server 1? Correct? Should we go and attach it? Select this and then it is still creating available. So now go and attach volume. If I attach volume, can you see server 1? No, because this volume is in which availability zone? 1B. So 1B EC2 instance only, you need to get it. So the thing is here, guys, now is it used for me or it's waste? It's waste for me. So guys, in real time also, how do I know this? In my company, when I was doing, I have to create some at least 2 terabytes of volume. So at that time, no RIA sir was there, no other sir, right? So I created 2 terabytes. Simple, no? How much? So create like this, create volume, and then how much? 2 terabytes meaning you put it in GB and put it. Okay, okay. Let's say 5,000 like this. And I went and created it. That too, not GB2, it is IO1. I created it. And then when I'm attaching to the EC2 instance, that EC2 instance is not listing at all. I troubleshooted. I spent some time, and I got. He said hair loss. Huh? No, I have good. Right later, I say no. I thought okay, let's see tomorrow. I came tomorrow and same issue, but later I found that it should be in the same available zone. And how much bill I got for that? Right? I should be answerable, right? So for that reason, guys. So while creating it, you have to be very, very, very careful. And that too, now I have and your requirement is 10 GB. If you put one more zero and created it, is it possible to decrease it? Now what you need to do? Delete this, delete the volume, and then recreate it. Okay, should we go and recreate it now? Magnetic, I'll put it to only 10 GB, and then I put it in 1A. So if required, can you encrypt it also? Yes. Okay, click on create volume. So should I go and write? This is server 1 additional volume. Okay, refresh. Should I go and attach it now? Select it and then attach volume. To which EC2 instance? And now I see able to see server 1. So guys, to add a new volumes, do I need to stop the EC2 instance? No, you can do it on fly. So here we have, this is the additional volume. No, do I need to put /dev/sda1? No. How? What do you put here? XVDF is fine. You can put XVD from F to P. You can put like XVDF, XVDG, HIJKLMNOP. So understand how many additional volumes you can count for one EC2 instance, right? You can have. So XVDF is fine. Yes, go and click on attach volume. So did it got attached now? Attached or not, how do you know? In use. To which one? Server 1. So now you go here and if I refresh it, can I see my D drive here? No. Where I need to go? Disk management. Go to disk management. Go to the disk management. Disk 0 is C drive. Disk 1 is D drive. And it shows offline, no? Should you make it online? Right click, online. It says not initialize. Should we go initialize? Right click, initialize. And now it is online. So now you need to right click on this 10 GB and create new simple volume. And your favorite. Next. So you want it as a D drive, E drive, F drive, you select it, whichever drive you want. Click on next, and then finish. So now if I go there, boom, do you see it? We have the D drive. So like this, can you attach multiple additional volumes like this? D, E, F, G, H, I, J, can you launch? Can you create it? Yes. Okay, now we have a requirement. D drive from 10 GB, I need to increase to 100 GB. Can we do this? Simple, no? Increase it, come here and then extend the volume. Is it clear? On the volumes, playing with volumes, everyone. There was some question went up. We can't take snapshot of volume which created mistakenly. After we can attach to 1B2 1. We can't take snapshot of volume which created mistakenly. After we can attach to 1A2. You can. Why not? Oh, you created a volume mistakenly, right? Which that volume has to be in, let's say your volume has to be in 1A, but you mistakenly created in 1B. Two options. Either delete that volume because do you have any data inside it? No. Delete the volume and recreate it in 1A. What is if I ask you to show me your nose, you should put like this. Will you do like this? No, right? So another way is create a snapshot out of it and from there create a volume, and that volume we put it in 1A. Why, macha? Right? So directly you can do it. But guys, we have, that is very good thought, Kirana, right? Is it Dr. Kirana? No, right? Or Dr. Kirana. So is very good thought, because you can do multiple ways. You can do multiple ways, but the best way you need to choose and do it. Okay. Okay. Does the volume supports stripped RAID also? If I use that word called RAID and all, these people will get confused. But to answer you directly, Ashok, yes, you can set up RAIDs. Any levels you can set up. Here we are learning from console, but in real time we need to do it by coding. Who said so? Can we cover things, cover this thing as well, like from Eclipse? Who said we need to do this from coding? Akhil. So there are maximum. Okay, when they will go, they definitely they don't go and do it through Eclipse or .NET or all these things. They, so what you will be doing is, okay, listen this. This is a real time thing. I don't know whether I should tell this or not, but I'll tell. Let's see, you can catch it or not. So you can do it manually like this, but if you want to do it for the larger things, if you want to do it for 100 things, is it possible for you to go and do it manually? In that case, what you do? You need to automate it. That's what I said. There should be one scripting language you should learn. Either you go with the Python, right? Because can you write Lambda function and do it? Through Lambda function, you can do it. Write in Python script and then do it. So you don't need to go to Eclipse or any other tools. You don't need to go there. Okay. Now, after learning AWS, what is your next step? I said to learn DevOps. Correct? In the DevOps, you have a concept called, okay, why should I go there? Did I promise that I'll teach DevOps for one day? There we learn. Okay? Not now. Let's not confuse. Okay? So I'll take up later that. Okay? But you can do that also, Akhil, if required. Okay. Do you all understood on the volumes level, guys? Is it clear on all these things? Will you able to do these practicals? Any questions on the volumes, guys? Any questions on the volumes? Easy, no? Do you remember we discussed about the cross task? Cross task. So I want, you have two EC2 instances. See that paint. You have two EC2 instances. Okay. And then I want this D drive to be attached to this. And I want this D drive to be attached to this. How to do it? Using snapshots. So you create a snapshot, create a volume out of it. By doing that cross task, you can easily know how to create a volume, how to create a snapshot, how to attach, detach. Everything will get covered there. Easy, no? That is a task. And there will be one exploring task on it. I'll show you that. Before that, the next topic that we're going to talk about here is the very important thing, load balancer. Okay. So guys, in this load balancer, we have different types of load balancer, correct? What are the different types of load balancers? ALB, NLB, CLB, GLB, correct? So which is the load balancer that we should be using it? ALB, okay. If you want to use the load balancer, first of all, you need to put some application on the EC2 instance, no? Load balance is nothing but application should be there, okay? Two ways. Either you put that application manually, install that application manually, or you can script it. Do you remember we discussed about user data? What is user data? bootstrap scripting. So what we're going to do is very important. See, I'll be taking one small shell script. What script? Because we are using Linux, no? So I'll be taking one small shell script. Inside that, I'll be installing HTTPD. It's a web server. What is it called? Web server. Guys, okay, first I'll show you that script as we have time. I don't do load balancer now, but we'll just discuss. Okay. Mm. Ah, thank God I have it. Okay. Do you see this script? City, this is the script we have. Small script. This is called shell script. What is this called? Shell script. So to talk about this, first of all, we need to talk about something else. Okay. This shell script will be executed on which machines? Linux machines. Okay. So before we talk about Linux, did you guys are learning Linux? Yes or no? Linux is free for you, no? Are you joining Linux classes? Completed, Linux completed, Oh, nice. Oh, okay. So I don't know. So, okay. So first basic question I'll ask. Unix first or Linux first? Linux first. Huh? Unix first or Linux first? Okay, you got Unix first. Then, so why you call it as Unix and why you call it as Linux? Do you know? Those who completed Linux. Huh? Okay. See, but I'm not asking only one, everyone I'm asking. Do you know the concepts? Illa. You want me to tell? Bah, for everything. Yes, sir. You tell ABCD also we'll learn. Huh? Okay. So you guys are very intelligent. Slowly you are making me to teach Linux also. Huh? Very good, yeah. Acha. Oh, okay. I'll take now. Okay. Okay. See. Half an hour only. Huh? Let's not go deeper inside it. Okay. I'll give the overview of it. But I'm sure that you might be not even heard about it. Okay. So now listen carefully. So forget about that script for some time. Okay. So way back in so many years back, not in 90s also, maybe in, I don't remember, some centuries back, there was a person called Ken Thompson. Who is that? Ken Thompson. So Ken Thompson is a scientist. He's a normal person. And he got a business. He got a business deal for him saying that, hey, Babu Ken, right? Hey, Babu Ken, can you please design space war game? You know space war game? Game, right? Game. Then dishum you just no, so no, you game, right? Space war. So generally there will be a space, there will be some things, and then each and every person will go and play, and dishum will give it. Okay. So, but the space war game will be played by only one person or multiple persons. If you're one person, you will be just traveling the space alone. You cannot do anything, right? So it will be multiple persons. So at that time, Windows was number one in the market. Not only Windows, that was not Windows. It called DOS. What we call DOS, disk operating system. So I still remember, I don't know about you because you're all very later people. I mean, small guys, right? So on my school days, There were no computers at all in my school days. There were no computers, right? And that too, when computer launched, so there was a small institute where, the olden computers, there will be a big pipe backend in the back, like this, like a TV you have, right? So you don't have all GUI, graphical user interface, you don't have it. You have only command prompt. So if you want to create directory, how you are creating now? Right click and create directory. But at that time, you need to put a command, dir or make directory. You need to put ls, right? So DOS commands, we have to put it. At that time, there is no interface at all. And you cannot run multiple tasks in the backend. Only one task, one user, one process. Very important. What is this called? One user, one process. Can you run multiple process? No. So you open it, one user, one process. It was that era that we had only one user, one process. This one user, one process will be suitable for this business that he is doing for the space war game, because he need to have multi-user, multi-process. He should have multi-user, multi-process. So this DOS was not able to handle those days. For that reason, what he did was he started writing his own code. Right? He wrote, because for his space war game, he need to have multiple users and multiple process, because multiple user has to play, no? So he need to have in the background multiple process should execute. So for this, based on that line, he started doing the coding, and he developed something called kernel. What he developed? Kernel he developed. So kernel is like an operating system. It's a core component of operating system. What is kernel, Chitti? Core component of. We have operating system, no? So when you're doing any operations in your laptop, it is in operating system just a name, but there is one component in operating system where it will execute all your data. That is called kernel. What is that called? Kernel. So what is kernel? Kernel is a core component of your operating system. So he developed the kernel, and then he got success there, and he named it as Unix. Universal. Unix is anywhere. And that too, this DOS and Windows were license based. On those days, it was license and very costly. But Ken Thompson has very good values at that time. So he gave this Unix as free. He made it as open source. What is open source? Which is free. So he gave it as for free. And that too, but he faced a problem that, because it's a new one, right? So he started giving 4 years free. After that, we will support you. So he want to showcase in the market. So, but this is the operating system has to be portable, no? It has to be portable, so that this operating system, this code should taken in another computer, he need to install there. He take it another like a disk, right? At that time, this code, whatever is written, was not portable. He cannot move the code from one place to another place. Then he went and discussed with Dennis Ritchie. Do you know who is Dennis Ritchie? Father of C language. What is that? C language. So Dennis Ritchie, so they both worked together and made that Unix code portable. For that, they got a President Award also in US at that time. And all these mental people, I mean scientists, they are in AT&T labs. There is a lab called AT&T labs. So all mental people will be there, but very genius. Okay. So he developed like this, and they are giving it for free. And the problem begins from here. Once they have given all these things for free, there are many people in the market, they took this code, and what they do is, it's open source, no? They took it and they developed a new features on top of it. They develop, and let's say I'm giving it for free. And what you guys did, if you have a good knowledge, what you guys did, you took that code and you have implemented nice features, and then you are selling it for money. The core idea is for free, but many people started taking that open source and they are giving it, they implemented new features and they are selling it. And guys, Windows went drastically down on those days. And then Unix was top number one operating system at that days. So, and the latest code which has developed, which has so many features, was with one person called Andy Tannenbaum. What is that? Andy Tannenbaum. You can call it as Andy. So Andy was the person where he has the latest Unix code with latest features and for price, not for free. Then there is a country called Finland where I worked for many years there. In Finland, there is a Finland University where generally when you're doing, guys, when you're doing the academics, at the final year, you need to do the project, no? At the final year, you need to do the project, right? So that project, that student has to do some project. And that student thought, okay, what is the latest thing in the industry now? Unix. So what he did was, this student went to that Andy person and asked, Andy, can you give me the code? I want to do the project. Andy said, get lost. I don't want to give the code to you. So for this student, somewhere got fired. I mean, in Telugu, I could have said much more, right? So, so the thing is here, this guy got upset. In English, we say he got upset, right? So he got upset, and what he did was, he took the original code of Ken Thompson. He took the original code of the starting code, which is free, and he took it, and then he developed his own way of style with lots of new features, more than what Andy has. Andy was number one in the market at the time for more money. And this guy, student, he's a student, Finland University student, right? He started developing his own stuff and he gave so many features on it. And his name is called Linus Torvalds. What is his name? Linus Torvalds. So, as his name is Linus, and he named it as Linux for his operating system. Right? So for that reason, and you know what? And he made this Linus guy, Torvalds, made his operating system free again. And for that reason, our Linux is free now. Andy went dhamal. You understood? This is the reason behind of moving from Unix to Linux. Have you heard this anywhere? Huh? Okay, so good. So now, what is the logo of Linux? Huh? What is the logo of Linux? Oh. What? Penguin. What is that? Penguin. I'll tell you this also because I'm telling so many things. No. So see, you have Apple company. Why they put as Apple, half Apple? Is his wish. Yes or no? He bite it, korikadu andukani Apple. Okay, that's fine. Steve Jobs ate it and then he got Apple. Okay. So, and by the way, we are learning AWS, no? What is the logo of AWS? You have AWS from arrow mark from A to Z. What is it meaning? You will get from A to Z everything. Thank God you know that, AWS. Okay, so why he named it as, why he put penguin as a logo? Because generally, guys, when you're very happy, where do we go? Okay, Bara. Okay, okay. Okay, so okay, let's say beach. Oh, someone said Srikanth said beach. Naresh it. So Nandkishore, meet me later. Okay, so guys, so generally we go to the beach. So here in India, if you go to the beach, what do you see? Hey, Indra, right? So you see nice. Okay, if you go to the beach, right? We see dogs. Dogs are running here and there. So many things. But the thing is here, he also went for beach. Who? Linus Torvalds also went for beach. Here we see dogs. There he saw penguins. There he saw penguins. And then what this guy did was, Linus Torvalds, generally when you see some nice pet, what we do, I chuchu buchu, we say, right? Right. So similarly, he also did the same thing. He tapped, he pet that penguin. And that penguin also somewhere he got fired, and then penguin bit him. Penguin bit Linus Torvald. Bit meaning crocodile. And then he thought that was a really superb feeling and super thing. So he wanted to make this as an history, and then he kept that penguin to his operating system. So why he went to beach? Why penguin bit him? Why I'm saying all this thing to you, right? So big people, they do something, and then we have to learn. Okay. Anyways, so you all understood, right? That is the reason. So later, guys. Now you got the Linux. In the Linux is universal. What is this? Linux is universal. Like how we have ice cream. Ice cream, you have ice cream. So we have so many flavors, no? Right? Butterscotch, chocolate, strawberry, and so many things you have. But ice cream is ice cream, universal. So here also, right? So here also, guys, in Linux, mainly we have two types of distributions. How many distributions? Mainly two types. So guys, Linux has two types of distros. We call it as distro. Distro meaning distribution. One is RPM based. Another one is Debian based. What are those two? RPM based, Debian based. RPM based meaning everyone got the code and developed their own style. Okay, in RPM we have Red Hat, CentOS, okay, Amazon Linux. All these things are under RPM based. On Debian based, Ubuntu, SUSE, right? Yes. So you have different flavors. What is the difference between Red Hat and Ubuntu, CentOS? Guys, everything is same, but flavor is different. That means syntaxes are different. What is that? Syntaxes are different. Let's say, for example, here in Red Hat, in RPM based, if you want to install any package, you have to use a command called yum install. What is that? Yum install is a command to install any package in the Red Hat or CentOS or RPM based applications. Similarly, here in Debian based, we call it as apt-get. What we call? Apt-get. Similar. Here, yum install is to install, but here Ubuntu, we call it as apt-get. Okay. In Ubuntu, there is a software called Apache. Have you heard about Apache? Apache is a web server, right? And here, the same thing we call it as HTTPD. What is that called? Apache is a web server. Consider Apache is like a container. Apache is like a container. Inside that, you put applications. Without web server, if you put applications, is it possible to run the application? No. So you need to have a web server. What do you need to have? Web server. What is a web server that we are installing here? Apache. What is Apache called in RPM based? HTTPD. What is this called? HTTPD. Okay. So can I take few more minutes to complete this? So now, okay. In this script, guys, in this script, you have something called the first line. So to talk about the first line, you know very well, guys, in Windows, we know very well, right? So in Windows, everything, you go to desktop, you create folders, you go there and this, right? Everything is graphical user interface. Whereas Linux is command line. And in Linux, everything will start with root. Everything will start with root. Guys, in Windows, we have different directories, no? If you go here to this PC, in C drive, we have program files. What does the program files contain? All the softwares, installed softwares. System related thing, right? If you go to program files, you have all these things and system related things, everything will be there, right? And what is there here in users? Your profile. Yes or no? If Bhargav has logged into the Windows EC2 instance, Bhargav profile will be created. His own desktop, his own stuff. If Pradeep has logged in, so Pradeep profile will be created. Yes or no? Similarly, here in Linux also, everything will start with root and everything you have a directories. It's based on, Linux is based on directories. What are the directories you have? Let's say, for example, have you heard about /var? /etc, /bin, /home, /temp, right? So like this, you have different directories. Each directory, in let's say in var, you have logs. You have etc, you have binary files. So here also you have binary files. So in home, your user profiles will be there in home directory. Let's say there is a Linux machine, guys. If Bhargav has logged into the Linux machine, where his user profile will create it in which directory? Home. So that will be /home/Bhargav. Yes, the home directory is like this. If Tom has logged in, what is his home directory? /home/. If Jerry has logged in, /home/Jerry. So like this, guys, for every person, the home directories will be created in Linux. And the architecture of Linux is like this. See? Do you feel like Doordarshan? So, on inside you have hardware. On top of it, you have kernel. On top of it, you have shell. On top of it, you have your command prompt. This is the architecture. See here, guys. What are the commands? In your Linux, you have so many commands, no? Tell me a few commands. cp, cat, ls, mkdir, touch, pwd, grep, move, rm, head, tail, echo, sudo, cat already done, man command, clcal, right? And then find. Some people say set, wc. There's so many, right? Date. All these commands are there, no? All these commands are there. See, now, very important, guys. So, whenever you know command prompt, right? You know command prompt. So, you open the command prompt and you type, let's say, cat, or you type ls. The request will go to whom? The request will go to shell. From shell, it will go to, from kernel, it will go to hardware. So hardware will give some resources to kernel. Kernel will execute it and it will give to the shell, and shell will give to the command prompt. So guys, kernel, we know what is kernel. Kernel is a core component of your operating system. Whereas shell, what is shell? Shell is an interface between your command prompt and kernel. Shell is like Abba Purush type. So that meaning it's very shy. Shell is a very shy. So whenever you give any command, can you able to see the shell? Guys, I opened the command prompt in your Linux like this. And if I type ls, right, or dir, can you see the shell in the backend? No, you cannot see the shell. But there are different types of shells are there. There are different types. The first shell, initial, starting shell, we call it as Bourne shell. What is that called? Later we call corn shell, C shell, K shell, right? K shell, and latestly you called as bash shell. What shell is that? Bash shell. All these shells will be under bin. So what is the latest shell here we have? Bash. So where is in which directory it is? In bin slash bash. What is the shell that we will be using? Bin bash. What we call? Bin bash. What is the shell that we use? Bin bash. /bin /bash. Now tell me, without shell, can you execute any command? Without shell, can you execute any script? Now come here. What is this? Bin bash. So the first line we give the interpreter, that meaning shell information we give it. And this is called shebang. What is this called? The first line we call it as shebang. What is that called? Shebang meaning shell information. Okay. Now, what is this line doing? Installing HTTPD. HTTPD is nothing but our web server, Apache, right? So what is that? Installing HTTPD service. Guys, once we install HTTPD service, what should we do? After installing, we need to start that service, no? What is the command to start? Service HTTPD start. Starting HTTPD service. And what is this, Nana? Check config. What is this check config? Check config meaning, I'll tell you the real-time scenario that has happened. This is the EC2 instance. Guys, bear with me for a couple of minutes. So this is the EC2 instance and it has HTTPD. Inside the HTTPD, I have application, correct? Yes or no? Inside the HTTPD, I have application. Guys, someone went and stopped this EC2 instance and then started. By default, this HTTPD service will be running. No, it will be in which state? Stop state. So your application is running here. Your application is running here. And then someone has stopped it and started it. Your application will be running. It will be in which state? Stop state. Then what you need to do? You need to log into the EC2 instance and start the service. Correct? So is it good to stop it automatically like that? No. So what we need to do is here, check config HTTPD on, meaning it will auto start. What does it do? It will auto start HTTPD service. So whenever you start the EC2 instance, what will happen? Automatically, which service will start? HTTPD service will automatically start. Guys, and what is this mkdir meaning? Make directory, creating the directory. So you have web server. What is a web server? HTTPD, right? So this HTTPD, if you go, so this HTTP will create this directory called var www.html. Which directory? var www.html. So if you put application in this directory only, then only web server will consider that is an application. If you put somewhere in /etc, will HTTPD will take care? No. So this is the place where application should kept. So we need to put in where? In var www.html. And then we have echo. And whatever you have it in single quotes, everything. So did we create an index.html file? No. What do you do is here, guys, this echo, whatever you have it in echo here, hey, this is my first website on EC2, all these things will be going, it will create, this greater than symbol will create index.html and it will put this content over index.html. You got this point? You got this point, everyone? Guys, in echo, whatever you put the data here, index.html will get created and then whatever the content it has, it will put inside it. So here greater than represent, it will create a directory. I mean, create a file. Yes. If you put double greater than, it will append. So should we use greater than or double greater than? Only greater than. Got it, guys? So now what will happen if you run this script? My index.html website will be up and running with this content. Yes or no? So this one, we will create, tomorrow we'll create a load balancer, and in the EC2 instance, we'll put this script and then we'll deploy our sample application here. The same script, we'll put it. And we'll have our index.html will be working on say EC2 instance. Is it clear, guys? Everyone? Okay, I'll stop it here. Too much. So slowly you took my Linux subject also. But did you enjoy it, Linux? You got new things, no? Good. Enough. So what is a task, guys? Task. Ah. Okay. So guys, exploring topic here is I showed you everyone, guys, I showed you in Windows. Volumes I showed in Windows, correct? Extending volume, creating any volume, I showed it in Windows. Your task is to do it on Linux. But I'll show you easy way. See here, guys. Here, let's say, for example, you are increasing. Do you see? From 10 to, for example, 20. If you click on modify, do you see this dialog box? Do you see Linux here? Everyone, do you see Linux here? Open this and you see the Linux commands. So I want you to do it and see. Extend a file system after resizing a volume. Click on it. Do you see? Can't you run these commands, guys? Are we using Nitro or Zen? Zen, very good. Can you run this command? Sudo lsblk and then this part, and there are a couple of files, and that's it. Can you do this, guys? I want you guys to do that. Okay. So that is a task for you. So, okay, take the snapshot. Guys, this snapshot, you have already done it, correct? Which, okay, no problem. You can do it again. What's the big deal? So take this task. Okay. Take the screenshot, everyone. Any questions meanwhile? Okay. Did you take the screenshot online? Super. Sorry, I took 10 minutes extra. So, task, I put it in the chat. Please check it. Someone put that in group. Yes. Okay. So, guys, can you give me the final CC for today, please? So, tomorrow is a very important topic. We'll create load balancers. CC with smile. So please make sure once you are done with it, go ahead and then delete or terminate everything. Guys, if you terminate the EC2 instance, your additional volume will be deleted. Right? So please make sure you terminate this and delete your additional volumes also, because we created 10 GB additional volume. Keep that in mind. Okay, so that is all, guys, for today, and I'll see you tomorrow with the next topic. Until then, take care. Bye-bye. Have a nice day. See you tomorrow, guys. Bye.